The idiot's avant-garde. Cell phone bugged by the Gestapo. My computer hacked. Days when birds crossed the streets at the stoplights. Today I'm flying across the street without any feet, along with blowing autumn leaves. Us three get across the street the best we can. Magical air carries we three. Autumn leaves, the birds, and me. People will try to see, but what is may not always be. Part of an art, a cathartic fart. A part of a history written in '83 called 1984. Answered prayer. The child thinks about questions, questions answered inside a dream. Riddles change to rhymes in my mind's thoughts. Water into clouds, coffee from tea, silence by sounds, fall into misery. A flower grows by the sea. Drinking white snow and catching wet tea, throwing answers into thin air. The dead swear that free speech is really not fair. See heaven above and nothing below, falling through a hole in the ground. 6 and 6 are 8. In the eyes of a dream, there is no color scheme, only strawberry whipped cream, peach ice cream too. What your dream isn't up to me. It's a reality that's up to you. My children. My poem is a child of the world, Mother Nature's poem. I didn't cut off an ear, nail-biting's teeth. I write what I paint. I paint what is there. Colors everywhere in the sky of an eye. Like birds they wing and fly high. The color a gray-white rain cloud. Thunder clapping with the audience very loud. The show was a globe production. The universe's shrinking reduction. The toilet got no suction, and the sink's metal plug was taken. Like my heart and children were stolen after I was alive. Hand me a 5, and I'll make it 10, when that is then. I wrote this draft with my Mont Blanc pen I stole when the bank foreclosed. Everyone lost their children. I lost my billet doux poems. Life unknown to us will go on in another form after the thunderstorm. Their sun will keep them warm. It ends where it began. And my poem's colors ran in a storm clouds passing by. Life will die when the watercolors dry. Then the children will paint their poetic new world once again, counting backwards from 1 to 10 by numbered dots pen. Dog eyes. In the eyes of a dog are the soul of the feet, walking to another place in inner space. Passing through a clouded smoke, I took apart everything I had broke. Heard a joke in an identity's cloak. To the sounds of the fire engines, I woke again in a coming dawn. Inhaling on the air through my broken straw with a battle of flaming fire. Writing on your body, I dropped to the floor, sharing cosmic space with my brother, another part of the other moon in someday noon at the Pop Art Photo Gallery, flying on the mountaintops, teardrops, snowflakes dripping on me. Key West. Say goodbye to darkness, say goodbye to sorrow. Now's the time to get by for the rest of tomorrow. Cry in the joy's tears we borrow. Yesterday don't follow. Today we see a light's ray for a new way. To this day we love to play by the coastal bay. Away, away, never say you may. Underneath a tidal wave I am going to stay. forevermore by the ocean shore, never knowing what's in store beneath the sea floor. The faraway Floridian Key West door, what fun in the sun's joyful puns. Waiting only for a great exotic wave, a crave for my rave. Hidden treasure I will save. In a conk's pounding rhythm I can hear by a musical ear. The times. I smoke the clouds in my head, counting the numbers I've read in news that's fit to print. In print that's fit to read in many languages. My favorites are Chinese and Russian. The editorials are almost as intellectual as the news. I'm an intellectual soaking up the facts. Like a beachcomber soaks up the sun, I splash in my bathtub's waves. I don't look like I'm from New York. I live in Squedunk, Nebraska. They don't ask you, they spell and tell you the weather. That's what fills our newspapers, the views, vapors of the clouds in my head. As I said, already been read in years gone by, today in the Squedunk Gazette. All the news that hardly prints, for the few who can read the captor's hints. To the media, J.B. regards. Inversion of O. Subversion of O. No, don't tell me so. Perverted so. To the head, a soft blow. Of piles in pillowed snow, never to show. Escaping what is so, that few grew to know. Wondering where to go. It's happening so fast and slow. Yes is no, no is none. Into your mind let in the sun, to shine in poetic rhyme. Yours is divine in musical score, a revolution numbered 1984. What is it that I left behind, the grounded floor? Ages past that are coming through the 54th door, where there is no sunlight anymore. Ambiguous day. The breezes are singing tranquil songs that can be taken either way. I can't hear what music they play, staying for another ambiguous day. My eyes are easy to read as the adventures of Dick and Jane, deceptively insane in the pupil's brain rain. I can write and teach to reach a loud crowd, uppermost in my mind's clouds, poems to recite. Floating pies in lemon meringue skies, eating red dye from this pie sky. I'm searching for the park lane, where anybody arriving is found to be sane. A scattered brain's vacant, cathartic release in a peaceful sleep, leisure's lease. In this community, we are our own police. Utopian societies multiply and increase. All alone in a singing spring's ocean breeze, at the gazebo in Manor Park, I hum tunes for a lark. I am stark raving glad. That can't be bad. The street. Accentuate everyone's weakness but your own. Stress your strengths, not the great fallibility in your horrid life. You live by comic books. To yourself and nobody else you are hooked. You should be booked for writing the ultimate in cooking books. Bill, it ain't fair. You like a square tire without any air. But for me, you always have a normal spare. We was quite a pair. But in love and war, you were always fair. You gave more than your share when we was there. Never meant to get in your hair. This garbage is to read on a psychotic dare. I'm out in space, someplace at the stars I stare, without out shoestringed undies to wear. It's hot up there and freezing heat, something I think in my lair. I run out of ink and things begin to stink. I wasn't a fink until I saw Tulipan Dr. Shrink and realized he was my missing cufflink that fell down the toilet sink. Junior, P.S. Don't follow what you can't swallow. The numeral 4. 34 changed into 11 from 44. The image is here to stay every other Wednesday. On a clock bell's chime, Monday turns to Tuesday. Days turn into tears and a caterpillar dies as a butterfly flies. What does Thursday do on Saturday? Known waves play in the San Francisco Bay all day. What was yesterday? Only tomorrow can borrow today to stay. The moment you need grows older in the fleeing seconds of time. So it is spoken in a poet's rhyme or written on a sign. Park's Dream. In my cloud's formation, Nimbus switches to Cirrus. The spectacle's rainbow dawns to a blue hue. My dream changes from the silent secret into a magic spell. Stars glisten, glimmering under a cavern's wishing well. A first ring to the third bell, school's out and I'm late. Have a date with my destiny's fate. To buy wishes, $10 is the going rate. Many brothers and sisters I have on loan, none of the world's children of my own. I'm stuck in the painting with an annoying tone, coming out of the app's phone. Is the universe a clone? Are we alone? Am I in slow motion? Searching for a notion under the sea ocean. In the back seat of a locomotion, the religion's belief is devotion. Hands are washed in a sink, I sit and think. The sun is so hot, it makes lights blink, turning the sky pink. I'm online, walking in cyberspace, searching for a missing link. These words are a lark, especially to a redwood that is louder than its bark. Many trees you see are in Hashbury Park, after daylight sky into dark black night. Shalom, salam, hello. You know all you must know. To show a divine sunshine, how it can show in slow motion. Words. Numbers, all the same. Words without any names. A penniless billionaire, the drunk who doesn't drink. Glancing stare that I wear, some things that aren't there. Musical keys of D's, doors underneath the ocean's floors. A beach with no sand, a clock without any hands. A world gone mad in a fad. A book without pages, lost with the ages. Furniture rearranged in the dark, waking up dead. A leader not led, never going to bed. This poem, written but never read, trying to say what was already said.
Nubian goddess, pulled the cord and snow fell. Butterflies walked on the highest rocks of Venus. I saddled up a kangaroo. It took me from green planet's heights to an orange planet's lofty mountaintops. What they do, they defend. Children painted the sun just for fun. Tiny hummingbirds wing on wet pavement. Shampooing the hair with Ajax and bleach, then conking it with oil. Always practicing nose kissing and body riding with my Nubian goddess whose name is Cleopatra. Constantly. Epileptic jargon you release from heaven up above. Heaven above. And that was written on 1/7/10. And it was published. It's called Nubian Goddess. I don't know. I don't keep count, but I write a poem a day for 7 years, more than a poem a day for 7 years.
It's an excellent mimic and many actors.
It's meant everything, man. It's opened up a new avenue. It's eyes that I can see with.
He always talks in terms of time, life, death, love, or the absence of love. You'll find in a lot of his poems too.
I don't know what it says. But what I see every day is what I write about. I put things together. I just put images and realities together.
Castle?
Yeah, it's Sandcastle. I wrote a whole bunch of these and gave them out to my family.
Is it a poem of yours?
Yeah.
Is it hard to become a poet?
No, it's very easy. All you have to do is write. I wrote a poem that anybody can write poems, words.
Do you interact with a lot of the other people that live in Larchmont?
A lot. I see people around, hanging around. I just say hello to them.
He's the best poet in town.
My favorite part about living in Larchmont is the cafes, by far. I love going to the cafes and talking to the people, and the people are friendly.
This is my friend Jack, who I talk to.
You know, other than that, it's just his, his conversations. Usually, the context we see him is usually within town, usually in Starbucks. You're not going to see him at the gym. There's a group of us that, always get together with coffee, and he interacts with them too. Yeah, those interactions are always very interesting too.
We're just neighbors. We're neighbors. Yeah. Not friends, but neighbors.
Not friends?
I was an inpatient. In the hospital, you had to, you didn't wear a watch and you couldn't wear a belt, so your pants were constantly falling down.
Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco.
It's very hard to keep time, because there's no clocks around, and you have to wake up at 6 o'clock. The doctor sees you for 5 minutes. That's all she sees you for, or else you're in for a month.
He's on medications. He's been hospitalized a few times. He's had to adjust his medications. You can see sometimes it actually affects him physically. Sometimes you see him shaking.
My mind wanders into oblivion. That's where my mind is usually at, in oblivion. I've been on psychiatric medication since I was 21. I'm 63 years now. That's 42 years. But the side effects of these medications are horrible. But that's the thing that keeps me sane. I used to be so insane, and I was paranoid that people were after me, and I was in a state of delusion, high delusion. I used to have to go and just go to sleep. Close my eyes and go to sleep, and then wake up the next morning and I was sane. So every morning brings sanity. Every morning is a new sanity. Every morning is a new day. That's what I learned from that.
I knew how to play jazz and all that stuff.
He'll play it for you.
You think he's gonna get famous one day?
And he sticks with his friends.
So, John gave me this probably, I don't know, I would say November of 2017. So it's like a book of mentally ill people. They're like short stories, that's whatever creative stuff they like to do. So John's section is just all about poetry. So he just has a whole bunch of different poems in here.
I don't know what that word is. It from age 20? I guess it's some kind of medicine?
Where are we?
Stop. Stop right here. This quote is about John, that is not written by John. I'll read it to you. John Billett was diagnosed with schizophrenia in college and symptomatic of the disease ever since then. He was full of phenothiazines from age 21 to 58. From age 38 to 59, loaded on psychotropics. With the help of a psychiatric family, community included, he was never physically violent. He did suffer from temper tantrums as a child and suffered from fear, anger, and depression as an adult. However, he wasn't truly psychotic until the age of 21 and was medicated immediately. Although this is a part of John's life, none of it should matter to you. Here are quotes from John, written by John. Seconds last an eternity. Time is movement. Particularity is a peculiarity. The mind is a curious thing.
But that shows like John is actually like a freaking genius. There's no reason to be rude to anybody. especially when he's handing you a poem.
Absolutely.
Just to put it frankly, just trying to show love to you.
Because they declared me incapacitated, you know. When you're incapacitated, you have no function, you know. You can't do anything. Mentally ill people are not incapacitated. That's a stereotype. That's a lot of garbage.
Outsmarted the contestant.
If he can inspire a musician, an accountant, an artist, and a 17-year-old student, along with many other people, then why shouldn't he be able to inspire you? So next time you see him, say hi. Maybe you will realize that John and his poems can only be described as more than words.